Hello and welcome to today's talk on 5 steps to more peace. 5 steps to more peace. I am not sure if you can see that on the camera, but I have this clipboard, or whatever you call this thing, whiteboard, to simply make myself feel a little bit like I'm teaching something. I am playing. So today, folks, I am your peace teacher, and we are going to connect on this vibration, really, and state that is peace. The beauty of peace is that it is actually that which is underlying everything. It's always with us. It's never not here. In fact, peace is an eternal state that is really closely connected to who we really are. Peace comes from slowing down. As you could tell, I was slowing down, realizing that we're not going anywhere, we're not in a hurry. There's nowhere to go except be fully here now. And peace comes from that remembering that, oh, wait a minute, I already have it all. And me just stopping for a moment, pausing, and really looking at what is it that I have. I have it all. Peace comes from the realization that we need not seek outside of ourselves anymore. So it takes a moment of pause or stopping completely to sense this peace that's here, and also just in general to sense and see that the gifts and the treasures and the answers and the wisdom and the truth is always right here. And when we start to really see that and experience this truth that it's always right here, that's when peace is really present and alive in our lives. And it's literally like affecting our whole day and our lives and our relationships. And it's actually like peaceful rays of the sun just radiating out on our whole life. If we think that there is something in this world that we need, some outcome, some person, some experience, if we think we need something in the world, there will be this feeling of not feeling settled and at peace, right? So if we are searching and seeking, feeling from a place of I'm lacking, this will bring about the opposite of peace. So 5 steps to more peace. First step is pausing. Pause. Stop. Still. Pause, stop, still. Pause, stop, and still, meaning get still, get quiet to really see the gift that you're already sitting on, to see the treasure and the gold has always been right here. We cannot always do that if we're moving around like madmen, overly stimulated, rushing, because we think we need to do stuff in the world because we're in survival mode. So peace, first step to peace is to actually pause, stop actually completely, and then be still. And that is a tough one for many people. It's like, that means I gotta sit with myself. There's so much restlessness, right? And also human beings are often they're being human doings because they are afraid to be with that which is within them, that which is felt. And some humans are afraid of themselves, afraid of their desires, afraid of their grief, afraid of their emotions. And so it's very hard for many people to stop and pause and be still. But it's a very crucial part in attaining or really cultivating more peace in your life. So every day this is possible. Every day it's possible to pause. Let me show you an example of a total example of what a pause could look like. This pause, this moment before taking a sip, this pause in this video, really appreciating this warm beverage that I have. This pause and feeling of gratitude and putting an intention into my drink before I drink it. That's a pause. How can we do that in our daily lives? In the moment before you're going to start eating that food, or in the moment before you're going to exit your car and go to that event, or before you enter the event, to pause, maybe place a hand on your heart, take a breath. And to pause in appreciation of the deliciousness and the abundance of the fact that I even was able to have this warm drink today with cardamom in it. All right, so that's super important. Now, there is another aspect to peace, which is expression, creative expression. It is feeling like our expression is welcomed, our emotions are welcomed, all of us is welcomed. So to have an outlet, to have tools also ready and available for us to actually express sometimes our emotions when they arise. And it's so important to even have an outlet and an expression for the stronger emotions, the emotions that might go against what some people say is peace. Like if you think of rage and anger, these two probably don't match up with peace. However, if people resist and suppress their anger and rage, there will be even more turmoil, because that gets suppressed and pushed down, and that can show up in other ways then in life, and we don't want that. So we want to have healthy ways to express our anger and our rage, and we want to have tools. So, and also healthy outlets to express. We want to be expressing through all kinds of means, whatever resonates, and also new ways of expression. It could be through art, through dance, through cooking, but also if it's like stronger emotions such as anger or rage, to have ways that you move that energy, artistic ways that you can channel and express that rage, artistic, beautiful ways that you can channel and really feel to the depth your grief. There are ways to do this. When it comes to anger and rage, there are many different outlets. You can actually grab a pillow and in a safe space, start beating the shit out of that pillow. Or you can do the hand scream, which is put your hands together and go, and really let out some steam, that's one way you can do it. And then of course you can also do conscious like destroying of shit if you like actually set it up. But really also you can shake, you can breathe, you can do so much, and then you can even sing and write about it. Just anything that gets you to express, because what you don't express, sometimes often people are suppressing. Suppression will show up in unhealthy symptoms like in the body, like lower moods or negativity, or like if you just let it flow through you, if you just express yourself, all aspects of yourself, there will be more peace. So step 2 is definitely express in healthy ways. Because it's not about, oh, I'm over here I'm going to be peaceful, so I'm going to express my anger and rage and I'm going to let it come out on everybody else. That's the opposite of what I'm talking about. I'm talking about having healthy outlets for that anger and that rage. Let's put a little pause. Okay, we're back. I needed to take a little pause because I had something on the stove. So back to our peace masterclass. So we have the first step is pause, stop, and be still. The second step is express. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Because just as much as it's great to be still and to just like breathe and sit with it and not need to be like, it's also really good to honor that we have a physical body, that there's energy moving through it, and that sometimes it's really strong waves of energy, and that then sometimes it's really healthy to have explosive outlets to express it, or just a lot of different creative outlets to express ourselves, express the emotions, express what we're moving through, and to do it in ways that can actually be beautiful for others to see and witness, and even almost nourishing and healing for others to see and witness. Because the point is never to express ourselves in ways that harm others. That's never, like when I say express your anger and your rage, I'm not saying to throw your plates and, disrespect your home and, hurt other people with that expression. I'm saying to do it in a healthy way that is actually helping you to release and allow and welcome that energy in your body, to be empowered by it. Versus have it be something that you like shame or feel like, oh, this part of me needs to like go away so that I can be accepted. Okay, so step 3 in how to have more peace. Step 3 in how to have more peace is gonna be to release your self-image. Release your self-image. And the reason why I say this right now is because I was simply just now in that moment, as you could see, I was giving a fuck about my self-image. I was looking at my bun, my hair, and giving a fuck about what I look like. So step 3 to have more peace is to crush your image. Not crush it, but just to be aware of what is this image that you are protecting, and to see how it's probably not supporting you to have more peace in your life. Because a lot of people, they protect their self-image at all costs. So step 3 is definitely, let go of your image. Let go of your image, like the idea of what you need to be in order to be loved, accepted, and liked by society or by your family or by your friends, let it go. And I'll just say in my own life, like sometimes I've had this story like, oh, I want to look good, I want to be pretty. But it's like, that is a hindrance. That is a deep hindrance to being able to express and to be still if I care about what I look like. It's more actually important to be choosing what energy, what frequency am I wanting to deliver and share with others. That is really where we want to be, not so much caught up in our image. Because also, if we have an image, then we are also feeling like we sometimes probably need to protect that image. Protecting our image is very tiring. And that's also when we see people getting really defensive and like they need to, argue with people to try to say like, that's not what I did. And like really, hold themselves up to this image to the point where literally relationships are falling apart because people cannot just take responsibility and be like, hey, you know what? Actually, I did do that thing and that doesn't matter. And that's not kind. So like even the image of being someone that is kind, to let go of that image, because there's also the truth that sometimes you and me have acted or will act in unkind ways. In fact, if we hold the image of being a kind, good person, it's going to be suffering no matter what too, because sometimes we're just not kind and good. Like even inside and internally, we're not having kind and good thoughts. So no point of having any image actually, and to be mindful of when we are having one, because it's just a prison that will create suffering. Because anytime we have an image to uphold, we need to protect it and to defend against it and to make sure it's upheld. And that's tiring and draining, and it does not lead to peace. So release your image and simply have love and compassion for whoever you're showing up as in this moment now. That's the third one. Number 4 for more peace, 5 steps to more peace, is to let go of expectations. It is to release all attachments to outcomes. And it's really to, yes, expect things to always work out in our favor, yes, but to let go of any preconceived expectations of others and things like that. To expect that things will always work out for us, no matter how it turns out, but not to expect things always to go in a certain way. So to let go of attachments to outcome, to let go of outcome happiness, this will bring about lots of peace. Because if we don't have outcome happiness, that means that we're first of all realizing like, oh, my happiness doesn't come from outcomes, it comes from remembering who I really am. And if I have outcome happiness, if I'm depending on outcomes in the world to be what brings me joy or happiness, then I am always going to be at a loss, or I'm always going to be in a place of feeling like I need to control. I need to be the one in control, trying to control how things unfold so that it goes my way, my way that I think is the only way for me to feel well. So yeah, to let go of outcome happiness, that is the 4th step to peace, to more peace. Realizing that that's not your happiness. The outcome is not what brings you true joy. It is like literally just feeling that feeling of true joy and yourself. That is what brings it. We might give our power away by saying, oh no, it's because of this outcome that I'm happy. Giving our power away, giving away these feelings that are actually generated from us. We might give it to some outcome in the world, but truly it's being generated in us. It's always who we are. So let go of outcome happiness. Let go of outcome happiness, for sure. And then number 5 is going to be the I don't give a fuck. Don't give too much of a fuck. Don't misunderstand my statement in that way. When I say that, I don't mean I'm not going to give a fuck about other people and life around me. It's more like I don't give a fuck about how I'm, like, to give too much of a fuck is not needed anymore in this world, because there's too much overthinking about how we need to be, how we need to act for people to like us or approve of us, and that is old news. That has never created peace. That's only created stress in the human being. So the reason why also this one feels very valid right now for me is because I don't give a fuck if I close off this video much sooner than I planned, because it's also getting very long and I don't like long videos, but it's already long. So number 5 is don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck. Give a fuck sometimes, but do it from a place of deep joy and pleasure and like, yes. But to give a fuck sometimes when it's not our place to give a fuck is just gonna create stress and unnecessary tensions. So here we have it, folks. And also, if I gave too much of a fuck, I would probably be like, this video sucks, I can't do this, I'm just gonna skip this whole thing. But yeah, this is the 5 steps to more peace in your life. Quick summary here. What did we talk about? We talked about pause, stop, and be still. To pause in the moment to truly see all the gifts that's right here. You're sitting on the treasure of gold. It's already you, like you have it all. In the pause and in the stopping and in the being still, we remember really that we are the source of love that we're seeking. It's all within us. And then the number 2 is express. Express meaning be fully alive. Do not suppress your humanity and your emotions. Let yourself fully feel. Let yourself dance it out. Let yourself have a theatrical theater with your shit, whatever it is you're moving through, it can be expressed versus suppressed, and that will create more peace, because what you suppress becomes and creates an internal war. And then we have number 3 is let go of your image, crush your self-image, ruin your reputation, fuck that shit. Because if you think you have to uphold this image all the time, it's just constant work, and you'll be in a like, I need to protect myself, I need to do everything to keep this image so that people see me in a certain way. Like, fuck that shit, just let that go. Be humbled by it, let yourself be humbled. And then number 4 was let go of the outcome happiness and realize that your true source of happiness and well-being and feeling of ecstasy and joy and gratitude comes from within, and it's a state that you can feel every moment, because when you pause, stop, and be still, you remember who you are, so it's all good. And then number 5 is don't give a fuck, meaning don't give a fuck. You know, like, just chill out. If you give too much of a fuck, you might be tense. You might be all like, oh my God, stressed out, overthinking. If you don't give a fuck, you're relaxed. Kind of like that feeling, like, pretend like you just had 2 beers. How would you act if you just had 3 beers or a good joint, really good weed? You probably wouldn't give as much of a fuck, but you would still care, and you would still be loving, and you would still take actions, but it would be from a different place than giving too much of a fuck. So don't give a fuck, especially not about other people's approval or validation, and especially not from random people on the internet. So just be your fucking awesome self, and that's all I gotta say. And these are the 5 steps to more peace. Thank you very much.